Are you tired of those foggy, ugly, cloudy headlights?
Those headlights look terrible.
Today I'm going to show you how to permanently transform those yellowing headlights into factory new condition. The materials and supplies that you're going to need for this job are scissors, painter's tape, bucket, water, can of clear coat that bonds to plastic. It's non-yellowing and UV resistant, and you're going to want 400, 600, and 2000 grit sandpaper. The first thing we're going to do is pop the hood and tape around the headlight so that we don't scratch any paint on the car. We're going to start with 400 grit sandpaper, a clean bucket of water. You dip the sandpaper in the clean bucket of water and start sanding. I don't press real hard, but you want to go in a smooth circular and then at the end back and forth motion to get that yellowing oxidation off. You can see we've removed a lot of that, and now we can go to the 600 grit sandpaper. This sanding basically is taking off the scratches that we put in with the 400 grit paper. You can see that the water's pretty clear. That's coming off the headlight, and that's because the 400 grit paper took most of the oxidation off. Make sure you dip your sandpaper often in the water. After you're done with that, you want to wipe the headlight down good to get any residue off and to dry it in preparation for the 2000 grit paper. Now this is our final sanding, and again keep that sandpaper wet, and you do this the same way you did the 400 and 600 grit paper. And the purpose of this sanding is to take the 600 grit sandpaper sanding marks out in preparation for a lot of surface area for the paint to adhere to. Next, you want to mask off the area around the headlight and take a razor blade and cut out around the headlight. Now this doesn't have to be an exact cut, just close, because all you're going to do is tape the plastic to the existing painter's tape that's already there. After you've done that, you want to take some rubbing alcohol and a clean paper towel and wipe off the headlight, preparation for the first coat of paint. Now this first coat, you want just a light misting on there. It's really just to create a bonding surface for the second and third coat, which will be the heavier coats. Now before you start the second coat, you want to be sure to shake the can well. You hear the BB bouncing around in there so that the paint is mixed. Then you start your side-to-side painting strokes. Hold the can about 12 inches away from the headlight, and you want overlapping strokes. One thing you want to be careful of is not to put too much paint down and cause runs. If you get a run, then you're going to have to wait 24 to 48 hours, sand the lens back down, and start all over. After about 5 minutes, shake the paint up again, and you'll be ready for the final coat. This coat you want to be your heaviest coat, but again, do not cause any runs. It looks a little foggy right now, but as the paint dries, and it takes about 20 minutes, you'll see it'll clear up.
Wow, that looks nice.
Thanks. After a couple hours of dry time, I went ahead and pulled the plastic masking and the tape off from around the headlight. You want to be a little careful. Although it's dry, it will scratch. And then I let that set up for 24 to 48 hours. I actually did about 36 hours before I started washing the car. I had planned to wax the car anyway, so I went ahead and washed the whole car, clean off any grime, dirt before waxing. Just like waxing the rest of the car, I applied wax to the headlight in a circular motion. You want to let that dry to a film, and then I took a soft cotton towel and buffed off the wax. This whole process took me about an hour to do completely, and this is a permanent fix to a common problem of cloudy, yellowing, foggy headlights. If you found this video to be helpful, I'd appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks!